you may have came in an industry where all you know is, the pandemic rates. And so, I mean, you could have been a barista at Starbucks and made like 200 G's during the pandemic. That's how easy it was. But times have changed. But what I can tell you is that even during the pandemic, when the rates were low and it was a laydown, I never changed my style. I never switched up my delivery, right? And there's a reason for that. And it's primarily because I know a few things. Number one is when I pull that person's credit, there's gonna be 9 lenders behind me, calling them. Hey, so I know you're in the market. They're buying trigger leads, right? I also know that too, that if I didn't create that glue, I'm going to have a high chance of that person falling out. And that fucks up your momentum. And so if you're adding deals to your pipeline, and you're fighting, right? You're making your outbound calls, you're taking leads, and then you get word from a client like, oh, you know what, we changed our mind, we're not gonna go do this anymore. That really fucks up your momentum. And so it's human nature to then bring that frustration into your next call. Not only that, but you bring that frustration into the rest of your day. And so if you're talking to your operations, you're talking to your family, your kids, your wife, that frustration, it exudes, right? Like, man, I just lost a $500,000 deal. Don't talk to me about your bullshit right now. Like, you're lost in your train of thought. And I think that's a very important piece to understand about this game. And the reason why you're losing a lot of your sales, or you're burning a lot of your time, or you feel like you're busy and you feel like you're pulling credit reports, but you're not getting anywhere, you're not selling, or you're making a lot of outbound calls, but they're not giving you the time, is because your approach is wrong. Your perception is wrong. You feel like you got a lot of credit pulls, but you ain't got no deals, and the only thing that you can really blame is the market. But it's not the market, boo-boo. I promise you that. It's not the fucking market. It's your perception of the fucking market, right? So you might be looking at it from a face value, like they tell you like, hey, I got a 2.25% rate. Can you beat that? And now you're deflated. You're like, oh, I know I can't beat that shit. Unless you're trying to take a 5-year loan, boo-boo. Like, I can't beat that. But then you become deflated. But why? Right? That's them. That's their perception. And so they're asking you, can you beat it? Because they're asking you if you can create savings. And our goal is to find out, well, why do you need savings? And if you would have the audacity, the confidence to even ask that question, you're going to find out that even though they got a 2.05% 30-year fix that they got during the pandemic, they still are living check to check. They still got 30 grand in credit card debt. When they make payments, it's just a minimum, right? They still got little to no cash flow. They're check to check living, if not deficit. Do you even consider like how many kids you got? What are their ages? And then do you align that to how long they've owned the home? So if they got 3 kids and it's like 3, 7, and 9, and then you find out that they own the home for 10 years, do you even put 2 and 2 together and say, hey, so your kids grew up here. This is the only life they know. You're at risk of having to uproot your family, change your kids' school. Your kids are gonna have to make new friends, right? Do you even go that far? Or are you just like, oh, this motherfucker's got 2.05. I can't help you, Mr. Patel. You want a free loan? Oh, I can't do that. The reason why we make big bucks in this industry is because we gotta be craftful with what we do. And sometimes it requires your creativity. But if you aren't taking the time to actually dig in deep, what entitles you to make top performer money? Do you think it's just because you got an NMLS license number? Do you think it's just because you got leads coming in and you're waiting for the hand-me-down? No. What you got to do is you got to be able to solve problems. That's what the we do. We solve problems. We don't sell rate. We don't sell fees. We solve problems.